Well, hello to the Virgo subscribers. It's great to see you back. And of course, I have seen some of you, haven't I, in one-on-one personal readings over the last month, and it's been my great pleasure to get to know you. And if you would like to have a personal reading with me, then just check out the information that's in the description box below. Now, next month's reading will be published on Wednesday, the night. Let me just check it. I think it's the 9th of, it's the 12th of August. The 12th of August at 2 p.m. New York time, if you want to make a note of that, but it'll come through to your feeder box anyway as a subscriber. I'll pin a note to the top of the comments section so you can come back and have a look at it later on to find out, just to confirm that that is the time. Now, a number of people ask me, what is that picture which is behind me on the wall? Well, we can have a look at it like this. But anyway, let's get on with your Virgo August 2020 tarot reading and see what cards we can get for you now. So let's go and grab something to start the show. There is the Server of Cups. It's really going to be attending to some of your emotional needs, I think. There's the Two of Cups, particularly lovely energy. There's the Six of Wands. You're going to have a fantastic month, I think. There's 9, the Crone. That's a major arcana. Yep, and it's a good set of cards for you. And there's the One of Wands. Well, this is going to be fantastic. Look, why don't I bring the camera around? You can have a good close look at these cards while I do the reading for you. All right, can you see those? Let's have a look at this one first. This is the One of Wands. Now, I have Virgo all over this card. This is definitely applying to you this month. Now, what might also be important, people who might be important to you also are, I think, maybe a Cancer or a Virgo, a Leo rather, because it definitely is Virgo that's in here. Let's have a look. It talks about, what's it saying? Grounding for creativity. Well, indeed. The One of Wands. Well, let's look at the painting, shall we? And this refers, I think, to a nature spirit. And she squats with feet flat, her root chakra against the ground, sending a cord of energy deep into the earth. It is a wide band of energy, sort of the width of her hips, really. This supports the fire you see pictured in the root chakra. She is also open to the energy from above. Now, I think that this indicates that there's going to be a new creative spark within you that wants to take form. You are going to have a deep need for spiritual renewal, is what I see. The fire energy wants to rise up in you, bringing more expansion and passion into your life. So make sure that you are grounded and centered so you can handle it. Now, this One of Wands, I think, involves grounding the expansive, passionate and creative fire energy represented in the suit of Wands. Let's pull it out now, now that we've seen it. There we go. Now, I guess that we can define creativity in a broad way as an expressive, generative energy that you can bring to every aspect of your life. Now, as it's the first card in this suit of fire, the One is about providing the base needed to support this energy. You must have a container for the fire so it can grow. The container is provided by grounding, which means being centered and having a solid connection with the earth. This is particularly needed in modern cultures, which have really more of a mental energy. And it tends to move us away from our bodies and disconnects us from the earth. Once grounded, the fire energy can be activated and harnessed in useful ways. And without this, the fire can get out of control and lead to scattered, unbalanced, or inflamed behaviors and states of consciousness. Grounding is particularly important when you find yourself feeling confused, grieving, overwhelmed, hypersensitive, or sort of well, for want of a better way, sort of spaced out. But the energy that I have coming from this card has this to say to you, and it is that there is nothing you cannot be, there is nothing you cannot do, there is nothing you cannot have. You are the most magnificent, the most remarkable, the most splendid being God has ever created. For who could reject such wondrous magnificence? But you do not know who you are, and you sometimes think you are a great deal less. Remember, you are your own rule maker, and you are the only one who can assess how you are doing. All you see in the world is your idea about it. Now, life will take off for you when you choose for it to. An idea becomes a thought becomes a word. Say it out loud, words have power, and they echo all throughout eternity. A word then becomes an action. And if you are going to do it, then start. And having started, go all the way. Do it, do it, do it. Seize the opportunity which is coming through with this card. Rejoice in it, and let no power on earth take it from you. Okay, let's have a look. Now, there's a major arcana down here, so let's have a look at it. This is called, well, what it says is, The Light of Introspection, and it's entitled The Crone. Well, very interesting. Major arcana number 9. What can we say about it? Well, in this painting, the crone is absorbed in an inward state. There is a look of serenity on her face. She has no need to call attention to herself or to advertise her wisdom. Content with the inner wealth that she has discovered, she is also happy to share it with those who are interested. The scene takes place under a night sky. When ordinary consciousness is dimmed, you are more easily open to other ways of knowing. The moon, a symbol of feminine consciousness and intuition, is present in its various cycles. Well, this card traditionally has been called, it's been depicted as a lone hermit, you might recall, carrying a lantern. It represents one who has gone their own way and discovered spiritual wisdom. The solitary male figure that usually turns up in the hermit and tarot decks has been replaced here with the image of the crone. 2 young women in the foreground are doing a ritual to honor her, and I think that this is a reminder that others can participate with you in your journey. Certainly a large part of the crone's wisdom comes from introspection and solitude. Yet, these can take place within the context of community. The crone doesn't need to be alone, and she doesn't need to be with others constantly. She moves backwards and forwards in a natural rhythm between solitude and community, bringing the wisdom from her inner search to enrich her relationship with others. She becomes of service to others, not by leaving herself behind, but by being herself fully. This is also particularly pertinent to you at the present time because astrologically I have Virgo all over here as well. Now I think what this is suggesting is that you may well become a mentor or a counselor to somebody else. You may receive divine inspiration. You will see and achieve a wisdom by looking into yourself, and a wisdom that comes through the past, through trials, through obstacles, through loss, which leads to a greater wisdom and a more expansive nature within your own consciousness and how you view the world and your place in it. I think sometimes this means getting away from a situation in order to get a better insight into it. I think it's possible that you might become aware of something that you were previously unaware of, and spending some alone time for soul searching and really recalibrating yourself, And this is particularly the case if you've recently suffered some sort of a trauma or a loss of a loved one, or a loss of a source of income or something like this. And I'd say to accept your aloneness when you are alone. Don't concern yourself with people who don't understand you, who would rather see you be part of the herd. And if you should meet a wise leader or teacher, join her or him. And do you have any unresolved situations or relationships in your life, or any unresolved situations which arose in relationships that are no longer a part of your life? Make a list of those situations that you now want to resolve, or in some way in your mind bring to completion. Because whoever embarks on the search for the internal light must not be encumbered by unresolved conflicts. Psychic and spiritual accounts must be settled. I'd have this thought in mind, really, Virgo, and it's this. I enjoy my aloneness, and I can stop being alone whenever I wish. I enjoy the feeling of completion and resolution. I will not compromise that which is important to me. Yeah, it really is there for you, Virgo. Very strong vibe coming up there. Now, let me have a look at this card here. This is what? Well, it said, attending to emotional needs. Okay, the Server of Cups. Let's have a look. Well, very interestingly, I'm getting Cancer and Gemini around here. Now, in this painting, a woman with a basket of flower petals serves another who is in the water. And I'd say that's a reference to an emotional state. The woman who is helping has her foot in the water, but is not herself submerged, you'll see. Now, healers who get too submerged in the emotional states of others burn out or lose perspective. And if you will look closely, you'll see that a spiral of light energy emerges from the sun and travels from the server and through her arm into the recipient. This reminds you that the best way to serve is as a channel for larger energy. Certainly when I'm doing healing, I am the channel. It's not me that's doing it, but the spirit comes through me. And when you work from personal reserves only, you see, you get depleted more quickly. And what you offer is more easily distorted by your personal beliefs and psychological dynamics. Do you know, I think that this is a good time to examine where you are in terms of your sensitivity to the emotional needs of others. I think rather than give out fullness, the codependent person gives in order to receive. Being in the giving role in a relationship often feels far more powerful than being vulnerable and wondering if your needs will be met. Although there are situations where self-sacrifice is appropriate, for example, when parenting a small child, then sacrifice becomes the predominant pattern, doesn't it? Well, otherwise, you can risk losing yourself. So to stay healthy, you must keep in touch with your own needs, ministering to them as tenderly as you minister to the needs of others. And this is true both for men and for women. I think it is a good time to examine where you are in terms of your sensitivity to the emotional needs of others. Do you get engulfed by them? You see, this is a person who is very indistinguishable from the environment around her, is what I'm getting here. Can you enjoy being compassionate without making it your identity? Are you free to respond or not, as the situation requires? Is your nurturing welcomed, or is it shunned? And how do you respond to this? I think that these are all going to be important considerations for you at this time. I see here that you will actually be quite intuitive, though, and emotionally mature. You'll be able to get along with others and relate to your friends in a very deep way. It's possible that you might become quite meditative and can go within and be at one with yourself. I think you'll also be quite practical, and you'll be able to communicate your feelings and realizations to others. There is a need for you, I think, to get in touch with your inner feelings and be able to express them to others. And there's a need to develop intuitively, emotionally, and also to relate to others in an emotional way. By showing your feelings openly, you become beautiful. There may be people who don't understand you, and don't concern yourself about it. Don't throw the pearls before swine. Don't waste your goodness on idiots, because there are enough others with whom you can share your feelings. Are you open to your emotions and feelings? Trust your feelings. Live in harmony with them. And say to yourself, my openness and vitality makes me beautiful. Yeah, very good advice from the spirit there, I think. Where can we go next? I think what we shall... Let's look at this central card here. Now it says inner seeing. Well, the Six of Wands. Inner seeing. Well, that may well be. Let me just think about it. I don't know that the image itself does a great deal for me, but I'm getting a lot of energy up from it, and I think that... Do you know that inner sight is a natural ability that you are capable of? You are. Sometimes the sixth chakra opens as a result of spiritual practice or the rising of the kundalini, the life force. Other times, for some people, there can be a near-death experience, and I don't think that's going to happen to you. And that near-death experience from other people, as you will have heard, certainly ushers in new ways of perceiving things, doesn't it? A few people have reported that they have a kind of inner seeing or inner knowing as children and have never lost it. Well, certainly that's the case with me, and so it's become far more powerful and indistinguishable from whom I am the older I've become. But these are capacities that anyone can develop, and doing so may well be part of our next evolutionary step. I think that this suggests that you are open to and might benefit from additional kinds of knowing. Consider cultivating your own capacities or consulting someone who's been working in the area of spirituality for some time. It is a good time to see and to be seen on the deepest levels. Now, the other really good thing about this card here, I think, for you, is that it actually refers to you overcoming, you having victory over things, maybe over past hurts or losses. For me, it's Jupiter ruling the second decan of Leo, that 3rd of August to the 12th of August. Now, Jupiter is all about love, expansion, and philosophy, and this combines with the creativity of Leo, and so we have success in achieving your goals. Now, Leo is also ruled by the sun, and in this number 6, I have a mystical association with the sun. So we have balance and harmony here, and Leo also gives you your confidence and creativity, while Jupiter bestows expansiveness upon you. I think you will be inspired to continue with things that you're doing. You will obtain recognition from others, and in some respects, I think you might like the limelight. There is clarity starting to come into your life. It feels as if in some respects you've been immersed in concerns about whether this is going to happen or that's going to happen, or should I do this, or how am I going to get over that. But I see here victory over past troubles. Although you remember them, you have overcome them, and as a result, become stronger. All is now well. You've worked hard to get where you are, and you are now starting to reap the reward of that. And I think that you'll be developing a high self-confidence, which is the Leo aspect. So go out and set new goals and improve your learning and understanding, which is the Jupiter aspect of it. Do what you are planning to do. This moment promises success. What do you actually want to achieve? What does victory mean for you? And say this to yourself: I am now ready to enjoy success in my life. Every event in my life brings me closer to my final goal, and my victory brings benefits to all involved. Finally, let's have a look at this Two of Cups. Oh, what a great card. It says, what is it saying? I should put my glasses on. Authentic connection. There we go. Authentic connection. Let's have a look at it. Well, what do you see here? Well, I see the painting symbolizing two coming together in loving connection. In the painting, two women of different races together form the shape of a heart. You see that heart shape that's like that? Yeah. They look past surface differences to find their common root. Now, this orchid flower, which is between them, symbolizes, I think, the beautiful feminine energy they share with each other and with the earth. And together they descend into Mother Ocean to commune with the dolphins, perhaps, in ways of love and friendship. Do you know, the capacity to come together in authentic and loving relationship rests on a much earlier foundation. The first task after leaving the womb for the infant is to bond with the mother or a mothering person. The outcome is strongly affected by the way in which that mother's attentiveness to the infant's needs is met, and by the mother's true energetic presence. If she's not really present emotionally, an authentic connection isn't established. Now, disturbances in this first bonding are reflected in a number of later patterns, such as avoiding or not being able to form loving bonds, or feeling so hungry for bonding, pull that out, that you can become clingy and dependent. You could also shuttle backwards and forwards between distancing and neediness, really, because although early life shapes our later capacities, wounds and deficits in our early years can also be healed. And very often that's come about through psychotherapy, but it can also be done spiritually. There are other healing relationships and approaches that may also help. You can work at it from several angles. I think what this indicates is maybe several different things, but I'll talk about it may reflect a close bond, I think, with another person, or the realization of what a close bond with another person you have had. And there is, or it could point to the inward part of you to discover the barriers to intimate relating that needs to be healed. But the astrology of this card is particularly beneficial. It is Venus in the first decan of Cancer, as I see it, the 21st of June to about the 1st of July. Venus is, of course, the most receptive of the planets and is about love and beauty and creativity, and Cancer is about nurturing, comfort, supporting, and healing. So we see here receptive love, happy relationships, and emotional bonds, close bonds. They don't just have to be romantic. They can be family ties, they can be business ties. But there's a lot of love and harmony around here, and relationship that strengthens the way you feel about you. A mutual love and respect is something that I'm getting here, which is also not only involved in people who are in close personal relationships, but can also be involved with people who happen to be in close working relationships or a partnership of some description. Now, I think it's quite likely that you could hear of a marriage during this time. It is a very auspicious time for the beginnings of, and I think you will have the beginnings of, a very harmonious relationship with someone. And you'll be able to access universal love in meditation. There is a love here that is both special and equal, and you will be able to give and receive love in equal measure. With which persons and in what surroundings can you now share your love? Pay attention to the love coming to you now. Remain open and let it enter into you and go deep inside. And have this thought in mind: there is nothing to do but enjoy what life offers. I am now ready to let into my life the love and the relationships that will fulfill me. What a particularly great spread. Well done, Virgo. Well, that's the way it is for you this month. Well, there you go, the month of August in 2020 for you, and it looks like it's going to be a great month, and I hope you enjoyed that reading as much as I did providing it to you. It's my great pleasure to provide these readings to you, you know. Actually, if you do want to have a personal reading, check out the information that's in the description box below and you can see how easy it is. But in the meantime, I look forward to seeing you again next month, and until then, always remember this, that you are a legend. And I look forward to seeing you again next month. Until then, it's bye for now.